Right, so we are now into the second half of the game. We met the Dustbound, who showed us the sort of symbolic other side of the dust. This connection of kind of mortality and meaningfulness and the ability to love. And then Palisade was killed, or appears to have been killed, and was replaced by Sea Visionary, who's awful. And now the MetaClean framework has been introduced, which is what these coins are. I already have as many coins as I need, I think, for the only thing that really matters, which is the card detector. Which one is that one? And what that does is it puts on the map a little sea where there are cards to find and a heart where there are, what's the word? I've forgotten the dang words. Enhancement patches, extra health points. There's a bunch of other stuff in the MetaClean framework which I might get into, I'm not sure, haven't decided. For now though, we have the Outer Wilds to explore. But I'm going to drive along the highway, just because I like driving along the highway. At this stage in the game, you can almost perfectly juxtapose the kind of puritanism of the centre, very patriarchal, with the much more kind of feminist, bio-liberationist view espoused by the Dustbound. So this is the Outer Sands. We have a few things to do. First off, there's a bit of exploring to do here. I'm sort of going to reflexively be gathering coins because long years of training in the ways of platform games have kind of developed in me a set of reflexes. Here is No One of Import. He says, "Ho there, cleaner of the dust. Welcome to Import. I am No One, founder and mayor of this famous seaside town." Huh? You haven't heard of Import? Ah well, perhaps you have amnesia. That would make quite an engaging tale, as it would unify your perspective with that of the players, allowing for emotional revelations about your past that shake you to your core. Thank you, No One. I, myself, have suffered from a bit of amnesia. Or perhaps not, it is hard to say. All I know is that one day I awoke on the shores of this beach, salt-soaked and bedraggled. Was that the beginning of my life? I have always been subject to sudden bouts of fainting, during which I would experience the most peculiar dreams. I heard a voice commanding me, "Do not create the boat. The boat is forbidden. The boat shall be our downfall." I became obsessed. What is the boat? I would wonder. I began to carry a journal with me so that I could record my speculations, and I pressed the voice for further information. "Venerated dream voice," I said, "if it would please you, explain to me the qualities of the boat, lest I create it accidentally out of ignorance." "Ah, fair point," replied the voice. "This you must never create. An oblong vessel, curved along the bottom, of size and strength enough to carry passengers upon its top surface. Thank you for your vigilance against the boat." And so my days would pass. Slowly I pieced together a finer and finer understanding of the boat from the admonitions of the voice. "Certainly, make no such shape as has a wide surface area with hollow interior. Beware of hanging a large cloth from any tall poles which may rise from the centre of your object. Seek not to bring the front side of your creation to a tapered point, lest it cut through its surrounding medium with great efficiency." I began to create many different models of the boat, which now form the infrastructure of the town of Import, and yet, as proud as I am of all my work, I still feel a bit hollow. Why was the dream voice so concerned about these mundane, if beautiful, structures? What is the true meaning of the boat? We will get to the true meaning of the boat, but you can see that chunks of this town are kind of boat-shaped. And here we have The base of the Trilock collar, a mysterious and ancient artifact. Its smooth white surface is marked by 3 circular slots spaced along the front. We'll get to what that's about in due time. For now, though, we have to talk to this pooch. Crustacea says, "This beach looks out onto the Substratian Sea. It is said that the centre grew New Theland from out of the waters. What was the centre doing before then? Ah, such questions have no answer. No one is quite concerned with the true meaning of the boat, but I am content to have a place to call my own. Is there really such a thing as a true meaning? I find it quite comforting to look out at the sea, because it reminds me that the world is finite. Ah, this is where it all ends, I think, to myself. How reassuring." So it's... I do apologise to Crustacea. They are not a dog. They are a crab. Somewhat posed in a dog-like way. That's interesting. So the Outer Sands has 4 areas, one of which is the tower where we visited the Dustbound. We will come back to Outer Sands North. I'm just going to do a couple of little bits of loose ends here. Whoops. So the big explorer says, "There's treasure around here, I know it. I swear I've looked everywhere. Forward, back, left, right, up, right, yep, everywhere. Oh well, I'll just enjoy looking at these nice fields of flowers. What would I do with treasure? I don't know. Hoard it, I guess." Of course, missing from the list was down, and sure enough, under some rocks, never found a card. The Jade Highway. It's either my way or the highway. Oh wait, my way is the highway. Ha ha ha! I presented you with a false choice in order to appease your ego. All the while you stayed completely within my control. Ha 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 ha! Someone's enjoying being a game designer. And here, the Tremuloid. What are the boundaries of an organism? What is the limit of a body? Are we a cell, an organ, a body, a community? Father's way is insufficient. We must define our own structure. More on the Tremuloids later. That's these tree-like dudes scattered around this landscape. But as I say, they lead us to other stuff. I want to start here. Specifically with this character. Griffith says, "Do you ever look up at the stars, Nova? Does it make you wonder if this is all there is? New Theland is a bountiful land, full of content, but doesn't it seem terribly small sometimes? I'll tell you a secret. I am not from this island. I fell from the sky and landed right here many years ago. Where was I before? Sadly, I cannot remember. Stavros, my beloved, nursed me back to health. Ah, Stavros, how sweet is his clicky-clacky touch. We were married beneath the full moon and partook of the crimson-sweet flesh of the prickly pear. Thanks to Stavros, I have learned to live here in the desert. There is never any need to yearn for what I have lost. Ah, but here I am, talking your ear off. Stavros and I are much in need of your assistance. We must all convene back at our home. I will see you there at your convenience, dear Nova." And off they go. Couple of other quick things to do before we go and see Stavros. I can't hear... Oh, what was it? What's the phrase? Stavros very misused. Where am I going? There's a thing. To find a thing. Here we are. Nice. On some cliffs, never found a card. In the past, small children were bitten by snakes in the desert at night. That was before the centre regained narrative influence in the Outer Sands. Narrative influence. Interesting choice of phrase, that. is Stavros. Hello, Nova. Gravis and I have eagerly awaited your arrival to the desert region. Have you met Gravis? We lived together in the globular abode just south of here. For many years I lived alone here in this desert. Yes. When the sun was at its peak, I would sleep in the shadows of a stony shelf. In the dimming hours, I would travel the dunes, cataloguing the qualities of foliage and rock across the sands of outer New Theland. Some people assume that the desert is defined by undifferentiated monotony, just sand, so to speak. Not so. The life patterns of the beasts and shrubberies, the fluctuations in wind and moisture, even the microscopic workings of the nanodust are writ upon these sands like an illuminated manuscript. Sidebar, I'm rereading Dune at the moment for a reading group, and that's just some resonance there. But my quiet life of observation was turned on its head when Gravis fell from the stars. I found them, grasping at life, cradled in the deep hemispherical crater of their impact. My days took on a stunning immediacy as I cared for this beautiful and fascinating soul. They lit a spark within me, made me feel fluid, shifting, alive. Oh, pardon me, I should be getting to the point. The problem is that our home has been infected by the dust. If you are willing and able, please convene with us back at the house where we may detail the issue at hand. And so we shall. I want to start this final kind of segment of the game with this one because I think it's the one that most clearly speaks to the themes I'm interested with the game. So here we are, Gravis and Stavros. Nova, we are all here at last. I am so glad to oh, wrong voice. Nova, we are all here at last. I am so glad to see that you have met Stavros. Isn't he wonderful? Thank you, Gravis. Thank you for coming, Nova. We would like to introduce you to Loquat Skelligum. Loquat is our home, and he is suffering from an infestation of dust. Day after day, new cracks appear along his carapace, as though an invisible weight were bearing down upon him. Day after day, we pick up the pieces that have fallen and glue them back into place with a solution of powdered bone and precious metals. With this process, we seek to honour Loquat's journey. He is all the more beautiful for having been broken and reformed. On the other hand, the process of decay seems to be accelerating lately. We fear that one day we will not be able to keep up with the repairs. That one day Loquat will crumble down completely and be scattered into the desert sands, never to be seen again. This is a chance that we cannot afford to take. Nova, please clean the dust from Loquat Skelligum. Oh, I should have changed voices somewhere in there. Yes, Nova, we humbly request your assistance. And the air is thick with presence of nanodust. And as you can see, there's a kind of kintsugi style look to the reassembled house. And we shall see what the problem is. There we are. So obviously we're turning towards the question of home more directly here. Both in this level and in the next one that I'm going to do. And here we have Domiciliary Fracture. A dance of lovers blooms in bone-gummed wastes of sand. So off we go. I can't remember how this works. Yes, it's like this. Oops. So the pink stuff is like goop that can be used to stick bones together into a ladder. I guess the bones are kind of Stavros, and the pink stuff is kind of Glavis. That's right. Do still need to pick up some dust. Oops. Ah! There we go. I think all I need to do here is that, yes. And then, yes. I can remember how this level works. I am the Gum Key. I should help you to reach the dust crystal, which threatens our home. Oh, there we go. But unfortunately, the Gum Key has some problems. Oh, I'm so sorry, Nova. I don't know what's come over me. Just give me a minute. Okay, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, I'm ready to follow you again. And off they go. What do I want to do here? No. It's really hard to push diagonally. Sometimes at night, I hear the stars weeping. It's okay, stars, I say. We had to say goodbye, and that's okay. But then I realize the tears are my own. I'm being silly. Never mind me. Oops. Is this all there will ever be for me? This dry, forgotten life? But no, how ridiculous. He knows me like nobody else. He has seen the worst of me, yet loved me unconditionally. Even if I fly to the furthest stars, never again would I find someone like him. So obviously the Gum Key is representing Gravis. I will wait here for you to return with Scale Key. And if I remember rightly, this is the more awkward set of puzzles. Yes. This isn't gonna work. Done it wrong. Oh no. why. Whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. Wait a second. That's right, there's an extra area, because all of these areas have like an extra card or something hidden in them. What? That's a problem. I can't remember how to do these puzzles, except that it's really annoying. Do that. That means I can get over to the middle. There we go. Oh, there's a trick to this one as well. What was it? No, that's wrong. This is not the quick solution. We found a card. What card? The gum key. We finish each other's sadnesses. Which I think is a fairly hopeful way of looking at a relationship, honestly. There we go. I am the Skell Key. It is my purpose to serve you. Please bring me to the central gate so that I might unlock your path. Ah, Skelky, Skelky, you have failed in your duties and prolonged this infestation of dust. How could you do this to them? Go on, keep moving. before they landed here. I never dreamed that I would get to do all these things, to feel all these feelings. Loving them, it makes me feel invincible, so why am I stopping? Why do I hinder the cleaning process? I must continue on. Whoops. I think I can do this way. Not if I do that. To turn my back on them now. No! It would be too cruel. Too terrible. When you love someone, you take responsibility for them. My mind is made up. So off we go. Skull key. Gum key. Are you ready? Let us do this together. And there we have it. I have so much love to give. As do I, Gumkey. Let us express our love. Now there's a safe spot, and I think it's here, but I could be wrong about that. This is just a timed evasion challenge. I think this is where it's closest to being safe. A few things will hit me, but it should be okay. As far as I can tell, there's nothing you can do to speed this up, and I'm not going to try because I'm very bad at dodging. But there's something in here about how complicated and difficult and scary love is, even when it is as utterly genuine as Gravis and Stavros's is. Now we've got the Grand Lock. It's one lock of the Trilock colour. It soothes the paranoia of being watched. I am Loquat Skelligum. I stand witness to the Skelligum saga. Within my walls, Gravis and Stavros live out the patterns of their life. Piles of clutter rise and fall. Television shows are watched and rewatched. Story after story is read before bedtime. A great love lives inside of me. A great love, yes, but also pain. The ache of words left unspoken, of sensations left unfelt. Things that are invisible may build and build until they manifest upon bodies, writ upon drywall and ceramic stone. Thanks to Nova, the dust is gone. Perhaps now peace will abide in Loquat Skelligum. And the Glandulock Seed channels the counter spell, transforming deadly dust crystal into a card.